Welcome to my channel, everyone. I hope you are well. I ask you at this moment to raise your shields of protection. I will just be direct. We are in the middle of a spiritual war. Some of you know that. Some of you are aware of that. Some of you have heard of that. But I'm one of those people that is a watcher. Meaning I watch, there are those light workers who man the towers. And we use our senses and our gifts and our abilities to sense energies coming in, the presence of energies. And when you do tarot readings, you begin to see current themes. And not current as well as similar themes going through the collective, you know, things that for a period of time that it seems like the collective, all of the astrological signs, all the tribes, the 12 tribes of the zodiac are moving through, dealing with, and darkness has been coming up a lot in the readings. So we are dealing with a spiritual predator, a spiritual parasite. And through my own experiences in life, I've witnessed them. I have observed them. I have observed more than one kind. And I'd like to, you know, make the analogy when we talk about parasites. Alex Grey, the artist Alex Grey, does an amazing job in his artwork of capturing and conveying spiritual parasites. And if you Google right now, like videos of dogs, kangaroos, snakes, reptiles, they all have ticks. They all get ticks, and there's beings in the sea that have parasites living on them, right? The fish, the crustaceans. I watched videos of them pulling turtles from the sea and cutting off the barnacles. And I got barnacles and little baby crabs just living on them. And some of these infestations are so large that they're on the turtle's face, they're on the turtle's flippers, they're on the turtle's, you know, and they're literally weighing down the turtle. And so my point being is that these animals, I saw another video of like crows pulling ticks off of, like, I think they're wallabies, they call them. Are those the smaller kangaroos? I think whatever, like a kangaroo-like creature in the wild, or them rescuing dogs that are completely infested with ticks. Thousands of ticks. But these dogs don't have the these animals don't have the awareness. Some of them aren't even rhinos. They were showing, you know, turtles pulling ticks off of, you know, rhinos in the water. And we have these parasites that we're not even aware that we have. So when we talk about, yeah, I want to help you manifest a car. I want to help you manifest a dream. I want to help you manifest abundance. I want to help you manifest love. I want to help you manifest your dreams, because that comes down to this. But what I think is even more important is liberating us from these parasites. Liberating us from these energetic vampires that are living off of us and within us. I mean, we all know, and I'm not to be graphic, but we're going to be direct here. I'm not, if you're spiritually timid, this is not the conversation for you, possibly. But we all know that every human has parasites living within them. So microcosm, macrocosm, as above, so below. Mentally, physically, spiritually, we have parasites that live off of our energetic charge, our electric charge, our energy, our emotional energy, our vibration, our frequency. Again, I would encourage those who are not familiar with Alex Grey's art to just look at it. We are all the flowering magi. We are all the flowering magician. We all have imagination, which is where we all have the tools, the sword, the wand, the cup, the pentacle, and our will. Our choice, our free will. We are all the flowering magi. The name of my channel, I actually, when I was thinking of what I wanted to name my channel, I was at a stoplight and I saw this sign for a flower shop called Magic Flowers. And I said, the flowering magi. Then I just knew, and I wasn't even connecting, or it wasn't in my awareness that there were flowers on the magician card. We all come into fruition. We all bloom and blossom. We all have different seasons. We all have seasons of what you call death and rebirth. We all have seasons of unfoldment. We have our beauty. We have our blossoming. We have all of these. We are all the flowering magi. We are all the magicians. So that being said, we need to know that we're in a spiritual war in order to prepare and defend ourselves. And the reason why I'm making this transmission now is because we have a series of supermoons that started with the full moon in May and 2022, in case, you know, someone catches this at a future time. But we're having a super moon in June, and we have 2 more, July and August. So what does that mean? That means that what we focus on and where our attention goes is like magnified right now with the full moon energy. And not to mention, I would encourage those, I don't want to get too much into it now, but solar storms. Solar storms are affecting our planet. And we have had a lot of solar storms in the last few months, few weeks, few years. I'm someone who actually is very sensitive to ultraviolet light, and I sense these storms. I'm very sensitive to these storms, which is why I know when they come in. I have an alert. It's the disaster app, the disaster prediction app, because these solar storms affect technology, they affect our health, they affect our mental ability, they affect our emotional capabilities, emotional well-being. They affect certain conditions, autoimmune, cardiac, stroke, people who have psychiatric issues. If you suffer from depression, these storms can affect you. They affect the volcanoes, they affect earthquakes, they affect, as a matter of fact, when we had that 8.1 a few years back in Mexico, there was I think three solar flares that were released that day or the day before, somewhere in that time, and one of them was one of the largest they had ever, it was 9.3, and the largest categorization they have is 10. So we need to be aware of these solar storms and how they affect us. And also the reason why I'm bringing it up is because the moon reflects the solar light. So if we are having solar storms, which we're in the middle of a solar storm now, and the moon will be full on Tuesday, the 14th, in Sagittarius, we have solar storms, solar energy coming in, more photons, more photonic light, and that affects, the moon reflects the light. So if the moon is close to the earth and we have a super moon and we have all this extra light energy, and also these solar storms carry light codes. Some of them are even carrying cosmic energy. There's even sometimes cosmic energy that's coming in from a larger sun from further away, from past our sun. So, and there's information on these light rays. Not just the vitamin D and helping our immune system, but, you know, they're purifying, they're transmuting, they are bringing in information from the environment, just like a plant's roots that bring in information from the soil. It happens with the sun. So again, these moons are powerful. So they're pulling our emotions, they're pulling our energy, they're bringing up, you know, memories, they're bringing up dreams, they're bringing up fears, they're bringing up anxieties, because that's what the moon does. It pulls on our water. It pulls on our water. So water represents emotional energy in the tarot. So it's pulling your water. So we have to be, that's why we need to connect and be aware of the planets. As I was told by my friend who is a Sufi, who does energy healings here and in Egypt and in other places in the world, she told me that that was one of the reasons why they pray at certain times of the day, because the planets shift and the energy shifts, and they pray to protect themselves, to center themselves and make sure that they're aligned and where they're supposed to be. But anywho, I digress. So solar storms, so then you have a solar storm, you have all this extra light, you have a full moon, and then it's a super moon. So the energy is intense. And the reason why I'm making this video is because I really do feel that the enemy is working hard during this time of all this energy of manifestation to keep our thoughts and our focus and our attention on things that we will manifest more of. Things that we don't want to manifest more of. When these are my business cards, and I just made myself a little deck of my own with just things that I, would like, just stuff that helps me clarify, and my own little deck. So anywho, and when I asked what I should focus on from that deck in this transmission, angels, ancestors, divine guides, spirit, the great power that holds up worlds, the great power that creates worlds, we ask that you come in now and protect us as we take up arms against these principalities, against the spiritual wickedness in high places, against those that live outside of the frames per second that we can perceive, against those who live outside of the light spectrum that we can perceive, outside those who wear the camouflage the same way any other animal in nature, where any other predator wears their camouflage. The gazelle did not manifest the lion. We all have predators. It is nature. Yes, I read the tarot. I love the tarot. It's a beautiful tool. I have a tarot channel. But my work is to man the towers. My work is to walk the walk and better myself every day and bring as many with me as I can. And when I spark, when I phoenix, those around me phoenix. And then when those around you start seeing someone, hey, they see your change, they see your spark. And that sparks them, and it creates a ripple. So if you've seen on the world stage, and some of you may be seeing in your own lives, chaos, fighting, bickering, people flying off the handle, people, coming out of nowhere with some sideways something. Because the enemy is at work, just the same way that, as above, so below, as within, so without. You think that's the whole point in the cartoons, where the angel's sitting on one shoulder and the devil's sitting on the other shoulder, and there you are in the middle with your free will. The angels whisper in your ear and tell you, go this way. And hey, there might even be, just like there are animals in nature that have parasites or kind of stowaways, that, clean their, like the crows eating the ticks, or the little fish that swim with the dolphin, or the sharks and eat the parasites, and, or the birds that, stand on the top of elephants and eat the ticks and the bugs, and you know what I'm saying, like a symbiotic relationship. But we really do have to protect ourselves. So we ask the divine to come in and protect this transmission. Oh, who wants to be seen? Language of light and energy attachments. See? We have energy attachments. So how can you win a war that you can't even see? That you don't even know? What do we have here? rediscovery, humble wanderer, and communication, as well as energy attachment, energy exchange, negative influences, and self-sabotage. So these beings that come down and feed on us when we're sleeping, because that's when you can perceive them, in between wake and sleep. They use some kind of technology, some kind of ability, because we don't know if they're spiritual, if they're interdimensional, we don't know what they are. Some of these particular parasites, but they bring out and trigger negativity because they feed on it. I remember, and I started to make this connection from my own experiences with shadow people and the amoebas that live up in the corners of the room. And when I saw people around the world who had painted, other people painting and drawing these same images of the things that I've seen, when I watch a documentary about the Korean War on PBS, and they talk about how after a bloody battle, and there was a battlefield between the two, that they couldn't clear the dead because the fighting was so intense. It just didn't stop, that neither side would stop to allow the other to come clear their dead off, their dead soldiers off the battlefield. And out of left field, the soldier talked about how you could see an energy and almost like tentacles, like there was a glow, almost like a green glow over this battlefield with all these dead bodies. And there were tentacles or something. And this is a PBS, a documentary. This is just, and it came on a left field, and that always stuck with me. And there are other accounts of soldiers saying that they sensed something. I lived on the north side of Chicago, where a young boy got shot in the head across the street minutes before I arrived home. Sorry, I'm not trying to trigger anybody, but we've got to talk about things. And I just remember the energy that you could feel in that area for about 3 weeks. As a sensitive and an empath, it was very intense. In these neighborhoods where people and children are being shot and killed, the energy is still there. And those amoebas, you know what they're doing? They're feeding. And they're triggering, because that's what they do. I remember when I was a little girl, there was like some show about like hauntings and poltergeist and demons, and they were talking about how there's this energy that lives in the corner of the room, and it feeds off negativity. All the way back then, like this has come up time and time again. Language of light. And then we have this darkness. Start putting in your mind's eye, for those, and those of you who already know this is just confirmation, right? Because we're all in different places in the journey. Some of us are becoming aware. Some of us are being triggered to awareness. Some of us are on the journey. Some of us are masters. Some of us, you know what I mean? And this is the Sacred Oracle. This is the Ascended Master deck. And this just came out. This wanted to be seen. Rediscovering the language of light. Communicating, using light. Because we have something to transmute. And again, this is part of my my mission. Again, so let's see. We have light workers do all kinds of function like any other kind of worker. Some light workers keep you positive, keep you focused on the things like that we do, manifesting, so that, because it's not just about manifesting, it's about you connecting, you triggering something within you. Like it said, rediscovery of what you've already have, what you've always had to manifest, something that we've lost, and we're here to remember how to do. Now, some of us again are more of the spirit warrior. We're the ones who just like any other protection agency, we have special, special services, we have special forces, we have people who are the lighthouses, who are throwing out their readings, to keep your light up. Because this is what is happening, is you guys are growing, you are changing, you are affecting. So of course the enemy is scrambling and they are on the attack. That's why all of these things in the news that we're seeing, the things in our daily lives around us. So with this supermoon energy, we want to keep people out of we want to keep people that are negative. We want to watch how we want to be a spirit warrior. What I downloaded is we want to be aware. We want that hanged man energy. We want to step back, because what happens again, that angel and that devil is on everybody's shoulder, and people who are in the wrong energy, who are in that low vibration, who are resonating with that, it's very easy for that dark energy, that devil energy to come in, that negative energy, and influence you to mess with somebody else whose light might be shining bright. So you got this person over here who's already in a negative energy, and you got this person over here who's shining bright, and it maybe even be about to affect change, either within themselves or someone else, or manifest something. And that energy that is Queen Cup Tarot. She said something one time. She was like, light a candle in a dark room, and what happens? The darkness disappears. The darkness can't be where light is. The darkness runs from the light. So the brighter that we get, and the more that we change, and the more we're affecting change around within people around us, and then they are affecting change around people around them, and then a change and ripples everywhere. Well, hey, we're doing it. The Starborn readings a lot of people got where a new earth is forming, and it starts with you just stepping back and not engaging, stepping back and being aware when these energies are trying to affect their own version of change, or stop us from affecting our ascension, our change, or not affecting, but they need us to be at our frequency. The devil energy, the devil card, devil has no power over you. It's your free will. Yeah, baby. Yeah, exactly. Shine your lights, children. Matter of fact, shine your lights. And Gabriel, I thought of Gabriel, which is why I bought the Angelarium, which is over here. I bought that out because Gabriel is, there's a saying about Gabriel about how he doesn't command you, he aims you. The lantern within you, that light within you. And I have a relationship with that angel, not only because I'm a starseed, and I've been told that I will be a master teacher many times. It's actually how I got into tarot, because I used to wait tables, and I had a group of tarot readers that would come in and read tarot cards, and that's, you know what I mean. I had oracle cards, but this is how my experience was with it first. You got to shine your light. That is your spiritual arsenal, and we have to start working it out. We have to get buff. Our spiritual muscle has to get buff, honey. It's time to do them spiritual push-ups, them spiritual sit-ups, it's time. Because the enemy is hard at work. Let me read to you what this card is, because it's beautiful. This is action, celebration, and a positive outlook. That's your spiritual arsenal right there. With this card, the regal energy, the regal energy of the sun god Mandala has landed by your side. This mandala holds the powerful energies of Ra, the sun god, and all he represents. The energy of vitality, strength, power, and confidence delivered via the golden ray brings a renewing life force and a new light to all the shadows that have crept into your world. All the shadows that have crept into our world, literally, physically, as well as figuratively. And it's interesting that we were just talking about the sun sending us energy. This may be why the battle is being increased, because people are your cellular memory, you're waking up, you're disconnecting. You know, the Matrix, there's a reason why all the machines look like parasites. There's a reason why, you know, that movie resonated with so many people. And I'm not trying to be cliche, trust in me. But however, there is something living off of our energy, and more than one kind of our energy, all of our energies. We have, there's parasites on every level. Moving forward. So remember, the energy of vitality, strength, power, and confidence delivered via the golden ray brings a renewing life force and a new light to all the shadows that have crept into our world. Rise again, child of light, as the dawn of the new day is with you. Just as the sun's rays breathe life into every living cell, you too shall feel the warm glow and radiance shining within. Each day, as you are born anew, the great sun lives within you. During the dark hours, when the sun gives way to his love, the moon, he travels within the underworld to bring light to all that appears dark. It is a journey that could only be inspired by love. So sail with Ra across the dark skies, and your light is revealed anew, just as each morning gives birth to a liquid gold river only seen by those that hold the stars within their eyes. The time of ascension has come for you. Bask in the brilliance of the sun rays and feel your life reignite. Rejoice in the celebration of you, Ra, the sun god. What a beautiful effing way to start off this card reading. It's time. It's time for ascension. And my Aztec descendants, you know who you are. This may be resonating with you in a different kind of way. This is beautiful. Oh, I'm sorry. The key elements are the golden ray, which is the divine masculine, the 7 main chakras, yes, fire, water, optimism, light, life, constellations, ascension, physical strain, and depression. This is the shadows. I love it. I bleeping, love it. So what else are we talking about? So we have people manning the tower. We have spiritual warriors who sense these shifts and these energies, and who pick up on it. People who are sensitive to everything. Many things, not everything, but who are sensitive to many things. As me, like I'm sensitive to that light, that starlight. I tan and get very dark, and I tan very fast. I have Irish, English, Dutch, not Dutch, Irish, I'm sorry, Irish, English, German, Scottish, mostly Irish and Scottish, and then also my father is what you call and label African American, but he is an American because we are indigenous to here. But I'll leave that alone. But we are so I get very dark, I get very brown, but I am also very sensitive to the sunlight. I have to be careful on which days I go out. I have to be, because of my Scottish Irish heritage. On my mother's side, I just soak up the sun, and I turn brown almost immediately. And it's too much of it too fast for me. So when we get solar storms, and especially when we get that cosmic energy that comes in, it's I notice it right away. I apologize for that interruption. We have people, spirit warriors, who man the towers, and you sense when energy is coming in. And there's a new channel that I'm absolutely in love with, and I think that, oh wow, my third eye just twinged. Wow. Energy between my brows. The Geechee Empress, Geechee, Geechee. I think it's, I hope I'm saying that right, Geechee Empress, and she's extremely gifted, and she's definitely tuning into something very powerful in the way that she delivers and expresses it. So I will leave a link to her channel. She is definitely worth checking out if you resonate with this. She has some, again, this is very intense energy and messages. So this is for spirit warriors, people who are here and aware. So a while back I had a vision, and I saw these, like, I don't know if you guys ever have anybody seen the Never-Ending Story, but when Atreyu would go to the Southern Oracle, and he would go through that gate, I think it was the Southern Oracle, and it was those two beings, and they were like you know, they were like these giant oracle sphinx female beings with breasts and wings. Anywho, they were like I saw like it was like a galactic, it was a planet, and there was just like, and they were just out in like the moon, they were just like standing on the moon, and there was no atmosphere, they were just, but they were on some kind of moon, and they were as far as you could see, and they were feminine, and they were these huge, like, Amazonian, like, warrior guardian stone-like beings, and they were like, as far as you could see, they were like it was like the Great Wall of China. It was like as far as you could see these beings. And then one of them just like, and I got the sense that they had been like that since for aeons, or for a time longer than any of us could really imagine or sense. Wow. Beautiful. And when, as I'm telling this story, and when one of them in the vision, so as I'm taking this in, everything's completely still, and they're all exactly the same, and they're, like I said, in a long line all the way around this, like, planet, this moon. And one of them, like, did this position, she like moved and turned in a different direction, just one of them, as if she had picked up something coming in from far away. Like, that's what I got the impression that that's what they were built to do. That's why they were there. They were there to pick up when something happens, or something shifts, or something's incoming in this one. And I remember it was just like, I just was walking down the street, and then all of a sudden it was like, I just saw this, and I was like, okay, something's incoming. And we got I love it. Okay, so we got the sun god, and then we got from the start, this is from the Native Heart Healing Oracle based off Lakota indigenous wisdom. And then we have the Starseed Oracle, and from the Starseed Oracle we have blue flame activation. Spontaneous awakening, activation, and integration time. So here's the reason. As again, you see all this light already? Oh wait, and we got, remember we got the violet fire, yep, we got the language of light. There's light coming in. There's spontaneous awakening. People are receiving stellar cellular codes. Stellar cellular codes coming in to deal and clear out this language, this energy, karmic energy, negative energy, energy attachments, exactly what we're talking about, parasites. So yeah, you manifest that car, you manifest that lottery win, you manifest that love because you were following your intuition and that's great. What are you going to do about that parasite that's living off of your energy and causing negativity and sabotage in your life and stopping you from being the flower, the magician? And everything in our world came from where? Someone's imagination. Whose imagination did this come from, though? Haha, divine imagination. And that's what we need, and that's what we're here to get. But look at that. We have light. We have the violet flame, we have the blue flame, and then we have the golden ray. Anybody attracted to these colors lately? Anybody wearing a lot of these colors? This is beautiful, people. This is absolutely beautiful. And on the bottom of the deck, for whoever needs to hear this, you got the love. The love is inside you. Stop looking outside of yourself. Connect and tap into spirit, ancestors. You've always been loved. You've always had the love. I just wanted to point that out because I just heard somebody needs to hear that. So we have this blue flame activation. This is why all of this is why we're under attack. Because there's an opportunity here to shift. There's an opportunity here to create change. And the change agents are being stopped. So the adversary works, that devil on your shoulder, and it'll work through anybody. It'll work through a customer. It'll work through a stranger. It'll work through a coworker. It'll work through somebody in your family. It'll work through your best friend. So I'm getting the hanged man energy, like step back. Like, I'm not going to engage in this energy because I'm not mad. I'm not angry. I'm not, I'm gonna let this energy be over there. But I'm sure it's going to come out in the cards. We'll ask for sure what our advice. This is a card awakening and energetic upgrades. I'm sorry, this is a card of awakening and energetic upgrades. That's what's coming in on these solar storms, and then it's coming in on the moonlight as well. The super moonlight. This is a card of, okay, we read that. Okay, here we go. Heads up. Perhaps you're going through a period of spontaneous awakening, receiving visions and having experiences that are out of the ordinary. In the West, little is known about the process of spontaneous awakening, and it can feel very scary when we're going through it alone. Elsewhere, they can be seen as auspicious experiences, with those going through them being treated with tender care. The blue beings are taught to be activating beings with great potential for healing and upgrading our cellular structure. I have been seeing blue orbs. What about you, collective? What are you experiencing? Don't be afraid to share it. They appear in moments. Okay, the blue beings are thought to be activating beings with great potential for healing and upgrading our cellular structures. So if these blue orbs are around us, then of course the enemy, the adversary, the parasite, the predator has to show up and balance the scales. I've been getting a lot of scales in readings. My own, the ones I do for the collective, the ones I listen to from other readers, lots of scales. They appear in moments of extreme awakening, activating a physical Kundalini awakening and deep cellular and DNA healing. Many people glamorize the awakening process. However, in reality, it's much messier and more difficult than most of us believe. We must first let go of what we think we know for sure and how we make sense of the world. This isn't easy. The awakening process, even when it's spontaneous. So let's go back. We must first let go of what we think we know about parasites, predators, the spiritual war. The awakening process, even when it's spontaneous, takes a considerable amount of time to integrate, and awakening without integration can leave us feeling very ungrounded. If you're in the midst of an awakening, the process never ends. Treat this time as deeply sacred and give yourself ample space to ground and integrate the extreme changes you're going through. I allow myself to surrender to the awakening process that's right for me. I take things slowly and integrate my experience each and every day. So starting to integrate these awakenings back to your conscious spirituality, your conscious, your memory, your cosmic memory, all of these things under that kind of umbrella, in that category. Start integrating them into your life, because that's part of the awakening process. You becoming aware of certain gifts, abilities, things in your environment, dreams, visions, intuitions, abilities. So this is why the darkness is here, which is what I was picking up on, because there's activation going on. People are waking up. People are having experiences like they've never had before, which are now making them open up and question and search. So now this is shifting, this light, that violet flame, this light that's coming in. Because on the bottom, we had, remember these two came out, and on the bottom was celestial channels. You know, it's just like a football game, right? Offense makes their move, then defense takes the field and they do their thing. Then the offense goes on the field and they make their... This is what's happening. So this light is coming in, this activation, and this is why we're seeing so much happening on the world stage. It's a distraction. And it's boiling up to the world stage, and then day-to-day confrontations with people. These huge, massive, horrible events that we hear about, down to like these small, horrible events of people in the neighborhood, or you know, people fighting, or, you know, and get rest. These light codes that are coming in, if you're feeling tired, some of you may be activated, you might not. Your sleeping patterns may change, but if you feel like you need to rest, you need to rest, because this is what's happening. And I encourage you to look up ascension symptoms, because they're always changing. And every time I'm having symptoms and then I look up ascension symptoms, I'm like, yep, check, 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 and check. Weird pains, clicks and pops, tingles, feelings, dizziness. And I'm not saying that, you know, somebody might not have something going, but sometimes, you know, there's always, you know, be aware. I'm not a doctor. Don't, you know, just that little whole disclaimer. But that being said, you know, pay attention to your body as you shift and have changes. But there's light, there's energy coming in, and there's probably these rays are coming in, these blue rays. Some of you may be catching them when you take pictures and you have all that, you know, in the rays. They're like, sometimes there's like geometrical shapes in the lens flares. But there's, you know, you may see this color coming through. This is a very magical time. This is a very powerful time for us, and that's why I feel. And then when I read the Empress's, when I came across the Empress's channel, and it resonated with me so very deeply. And there's so many things that she does and says that are things that I think, and things that I've felt, and things, and so that's telling me that the collective is picking up. And the other light workers out there, the ones that I follow, and that are mentors to me, I really, you know, so here we are. We all have to send out the message, right? Because we're manning the towers. The enemy is walking. Wow, the enemy is walking. Look at this golden light ray. Stop it. And I think that violet fire, I think that's, if I remember correctly, we didn't look it up, but I think that's Metatron's energy. Oh, wow. Yeah. Okay, are you guys ready? Look at first of all, look at this light. We have the golden ray here now twice. And look at the sacred geometry. There is information coming in on these solar storms. I implore you. The disaster prediction app, it'll let you know when there has been a volcano. It'll let you know in your area when there's a volcano, when there's an earthquake, when there's any type of seismic activity at all. Blot echoes. It'll let you know where there's tidal waves, typhoons, tsunamis. It lets you know when there's geomagnetic storms. But I'm going to read this golden right way. Love and laughter, receiving and giving gifts, passionate projects. Love and laughter. Spiritual arsenal. Laughter has been coming up in my own personal readings. Look, she's protected, shielded. Love and laughter, keeping your light bright, allowing yourself to integrate these extraordinary experiences, extra unordinary. Oh wow, bottom of the deck. Yep, crossing the rainbow bridge, resurrection coming full circle. Let's go, peeps. Look, yellow, violet. Something is ending and something new is beginning, and this is a powerful time. Magicians, magi, this is a powerful time. We have ice. Okay, first, let's read the golden ray. And just so you know that that card is the face card, the full circle card of that deck, the sacred or light or the sacred light oracle. I apologize. So this is, again, I want to reiterate, Earth Star Chakra work. Earth Star Chakra, I'm going to do a reading next about our Earth Star Chakra, which is our super root chakra, which is the chakra. It's very important, especially right now. And yeah, we'll get into that. I don't want to get too up. There's a lot of information we're going to cover here. So I don't want to get off into, like, you know, other subjects. I'm trying to discipline myself. Love and laughter, receiving and giving gifts, passionate projects. Now, it's interesting because receiving and giving gifts, and we have this golden light ray, you know, that's the whole beauty. Like, whether you celebrate Christmas or it's not your holiday, take all that, take that away. It's the joy of finding something precious and rare, or something that would just bring a smile or a lighter heart to somebody you care about, right? And it's also awesome when you on the other end, either way, giving and receiving gifts. So it's just that energy, that joy, gifting someone and allowing someone to gift you. This is the energy that's needed right now. The golden ray is on the 12th ray of creation, the highest frequency, and is also known as Christ consciousness. It is a high frequency healing channel that connects to the central sun. The golden ray the golden ray can gently awaken your kundalini, wow. Your kundalini, and accelerate your spiritual growth the more you choose to work with its vibration. This is why the enemy is scrambling. This is why it's just daily barrages of nonsense and distractions. Be diligent, magi. Be diligent, magicians. And I'm talking to myself. I'm out there with you in the audience like, hey, that's right. The golden light ray anchors creator energy into the remaining light rays throughout the universe and Earth. Creating, okay, let's slow that down and let's back that up. The golden light ray anchors creator energy into the remaining light rays throughout the universe and Earth. No wonder they're here. No wonder they're scrambling. Creating and influencing planetary healing and releasing energetic denseness as its wavelengths move across the multiverse. The ray can initiate soul awakenings that bring your perception of all that is into closer mental focus. This is what the enemy, the adversary, is trying to stop. The scales are coming into balance. And they are trying to use this time when your focus and attention is extremely powerful with this energy coming in creator energy. So what you focus on right now, what you're focusing on with the super moon energy that we're in, and super creator energy, this is what the darkness is trying to use your focus and attention against us to manifest more darkness. You are the spiritual warriors. You are being called to the light now. We have 4 cards of light here, people. 4 cards. We also have and let there be light. Said Rhea, mother of the gods, let there be light. I am named after Zeus's mother, Rhea. So we have the sun god, the divine masculine, number 21, which comes to 3. Right? 2 + 1 is 3. We have Isis energy, divine creation. We have the divine feminine, 12. I know we're gonna make it. It's not too late. No. Damian Marley. I think I might actually put that down low. I'll put the link to that song. We're gonna make it. Because we're gonna make it. We just have to awake and be prepped and ready for this battle. So I'm going to read this card. This is going to be a reading. This might be an hour and a half, you know, but you better buckle in, because this is your divine message coming in. Divine creator energy. Acceptance, personal commitments, and euphoria. Divine creation is boundless. It can transform your life into one of peace and joy. And that's why the adversary is here. What will they feed on? How will they, how they will lose power. You are energy to them. The devil needs you. You don't need the devil. The devil needs you. The devil has no power without you giving it your free will, focus, time, attention. That's how demons work. Bring me more legions. That's how the principalities, that's how they work. Bring me more. Having the awareness and experience of divine creation encourages you, once again, to love deeper, have more compassion, understand troubled souls, and nurture all living creatures with a loving abundance. Uncontrolled by religion or dogma, divine love is always accessible. Yep, remember? Remember with the Starseed deck, you got the love. It's time to clear out energy. It's time to do some housekeeping, some house cleaning. Clear out those shadows. The life of divine creation is free-flowing and endless, knowing that you are worthy of accepting this divinity. Enhances your personal power with creative force. And I have actually had my own dealings. I've gone through this lesson. I went through the darkness, man. This is intense for me. Accept accountability for what's not working in your life. Accept accountability for the shadows and the darkness that you've allowed to creep in, or that have crept in under your on your watch without you even knowing. That message is for someone. Divine creation is divine love, and although the soul grasps this love openly, the physical body cannot contain it. Divine love is intense and overwhelming, often leaving a person momentarily euphoric when cultivated with a divine awakening. So now we have a divine awakening here. And even with the sun god, a celebratory, like there's powerful. Under the wings of the Ascension Master Goddess Isis, her aura can resurrect your spirit into a life filled with more love as she assists you to release guilt surrounding self-acceptance and family matters. Because again, some of you that energy, the adversary, the enemy, has used your family members against you without their knowledge. Some with their knowledge. That message is for someone as well. The magic of her presence is automatically uplifting, protecting those that seek her wisdom and guidance. Ascension Master Goddess Isis asks that you release your feelings of guilt, mistrust, vulnerability, and betrayal. It's baggage. Can't get on the light ship with baggage, yo. Guilt, mistrust, vulnerability, and betrayal, old relationship wounds, abuse, and the violation of personal rights have stopped you from embracing yourself fully. Sounds kind of, it seems like it's speaking to the events and the attitudes and the mentalities, the energy that's out there today, right? Violation of personal rights, abuse, relationship wounds. This is all what's affecting and driving some of the things we see playing out on the world stage, yeah? Understanding your personal needs on such an intimate level requires a self-loving attitude. Re-evaluate your circumstances. It says after professional assistance. Hey, do you, right? Making magic is an act of divine love. Divine love is divine creation. I'm safe sharing my vulnerability with others. This one, I'm sorry, it's find joy in laughing at yourself more often. I am golden, I am radiant, I am abundant. I accept these gifts with an open heart. Okay, from the Sacred Light Oracle, last but not least, the scales that we were just talking about. I feel that the enemy, there's a fight for the balancing of the scales, for the yin and the yang. Something, you know, there's this disharmony, cycle of disharmony, creating new traditions and unfortunate events. I had this beautiful vision, you know, of all the tribes, because I used to be a dancer. I used to dance in Chicago for B96 and a bunch of the house artists and the people that I danced with and were friends with and hung out with. We danced for a lot of the Chicago house artists and for the radio stations, and I realized in my spiritual journey that that's because I'm a shaman. And the experiences that I had when I danced, and I had this vision of all of us standing against the adversary, and all of the tribes, the Norse tribes, the African tribes, the American tribes, the South, all of the tribes, the Sufis, everybody was dancing, the B-girls and the B-boys, everybody was dancing. It was quite touching. I'm not going to read the whole thing. I'm just going to read this last paragraph. This is about self-awareness, right? You're being asked to be aware of your conscious thought of others. Speaking negatively about a person only continues to further a cycle of negativity. Snap out of it. Acting in the heat of the moment will leave you red-faced and embarrassed. Examine the brightness of your love light. Protect your heart, but keep it open. Sit with the unfortunate, for you will see as I see you. I relinquish control over expectation. I am free. So we were just talking about the scales. So first we have to balance the scales within ourselves, right? To bring this peace in. And how we do that is by reflecting and examining how we interact with people. How we, not the other person, us. How do we affect our environment? And so, like I said, again, this is how we're going to balance the scales. This is how we're going, this is what's going on right now. We have the potential as a collective unit to create a major shift in energy. And that is why the adversary is hard at work. We cannot be lazy now anymore. We cannot. We have to be diligent right now. Clear your space, clear your mind. If you need to go on a retreat, a hibernation. I saw in the Starseed deck earlier, I saw the sacred room. Embrace the winter. Because some of us may even need to cut ties with certain people. It is very important that you stay out of negative energy. Stay out of fights. Stay out of confrontations. Stay out of focusing and thinking about them. If you're in the middle of them, disengage. Again, think of some way to put around you for a sacred shield like this. A sacred shield. A sacred shield. Use your power. Use your energy. Embrace this light that's coming in. Because we, I think, have a chance to literally change the world. The full moon's on Tuesday in a few days. Yeah, as I say, change the world. Stop it. Shut the front effing door. Yup. We are the resistance that's here. And how we fight this war is with our light. And our resilience. From the Queen of the Moon Oracle. And we also have assessing, moving and choosing, taking our time. This is kind of that hanged man energy. Taking a look at something, seeing it for what it is, good or bad. And we have our will. Action and will. We have the power. This card is literally, you have the will to make the changes that you want. You have, if you take action, you use your will and you take the action. Again, remember the first card we had was action. We can make that change. We can make that change, y'all. That's what's going on. And I knew it and I felt it. Because we're all becoming in tune. We're all kind of lining up. The synchronicities are becoming more and more canny. Oh, Matariel, the angel of rain. Yes. All right. What angel from the Oracle of Emanations? We had the Queen of the Moon Oracle that brought us the change. And what's interesting is this Thunder Moon is in July. The Thunder Moon, the Buck Moon. And this is a card of riding this change with joy and ease. Don't let nothing throw you. Don't let nothing buck you. This is also the Buck Moon. For the Stag Moon, I think it's called. When the bucks are, I don't know, the bucks are doing something. They're fighting over the girls. I don't remember, but I know it's called the Buck Moon. And this is usually in July, I believe. So this is the energy that we're coming into. This is extremely powerful energy, especially in August when we have the Stargate. Okay. Oh my gosh, I almost played this Sandalphon, Angel of New Life, and I was looking up, I'm playing Earth Star Chakra meditation frequency music in the background, and this came up under Earth Star Chakra. Okay, affirmation, confirmation, gratitude and appreciation, new life. Remember what we said, activation and awakening. We have Zachriel. The angel of memory. Stop it. Stop. Look how beautiful that is. Okay, let's find out, because this angel has certain symbols so that we know that when he is around, he or she. Let's find out. Beautiful, beautiful energy. Zachriel, angel of memory. Eternally lost, Zachriel carelessly winds and unwinds the threads of thought. Memory has no worries or concerns. You are safe to wrap yourself in the bands of time gone by as well. It is warm and safe within the fog of Zachriel. All you knew greets you, welcomes you, longs for you. The power of remembrance is balanced by the power of forgetfulness. Pouring memory into the cup of forgetfulness makes room for new memory. Zachriel is the angel of all memory, even memory lost. If you take something with you, you must also leave something behind. A knot, a loom, or a maze. A knot, a loom, or a maze is the sign of this angel. Remember that. Be aware of your environment. And we shall ask. So, we have this new life. We have this, again, the scales, leaving something behind. Leaving behind the pain, the disharmony. And forgetting that. And taking with you the golden ray. The love, the laughter. Beautiful. We have the tarot of a moon garden, which I only use for special readings and moon readings and or special healing readings. And this is a special healing reading. Go out there. I'd also encourage you to check out the Sagittarius Supermoon reading. It is the Sagittarius tarot reading. I may do another one after this reading, just because. But it's the Sagittarius reading, Starborn reading was so intense. I thought that everybody needed to hear it for the Sagittarius new moon. It's about going on an adventure and getting an activation from the earth. And we have activation here twice. We have action here twice. We have the blue flame. We have the golden light ray here twice with Ra, the sun god, the golden light ray. We have Isis here. So we have divine creator energy. We have Isis here with divine creation. And we have the violet ray. This is what's happening. Okay, Zachriel. Anything? Oh wow, yep, justice. There we go, the scales. We are waking up and we're remembering who we are. There's going to be some type of activation. So may it be, so mote it be, and so it is. There's going to be some type of activation. And this is justice, the card of Libra. So this may be resonating with Libra. And I also want to just show you something. Kind of the similar energies going on in justice. This is what it is. Lady Justice, the truth shall be revealed, the scale shall be balanced. Liberation, something in turning out in our favor. This angel is helping us balance the scales. So ask, part of your activation, part of this integration time, this spontaneous awakening and this resurrection that we've seen. We have the change card here. It's coming. And how you get ready for it is by allowing yourself to remember, to integrate the things into your awareness. The King of Swords is here. So we may be Libra, Gemini. We are in Gemini season currently. Gemini, Libra, and Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Wow. You may be resonating with this more than anybody else because we have Libra here, the Major Arcana, and we have the King of Swords. So this is about bringing this and cutting out The angel of memory, forgetting, cutting out what you don't, forgetting what you don't need anymore and taking with you, remembering what you do, including your past. And look who we have. We have the Empress, divine creator energy. We have, this is Isis. This is the same energy. Creator energy. It's time to create. This is fertility, abundance, self-care, self-love, all of it returning. All of it returning. That's what this angel, this is the angel that's in our presence, and this one as well. I can't even believe, I wish that's insane. And this is Earth Star Chakra. I'm going to do that reading next. I bet you Sandalphon will come out then, because that's what I was looking for. Some Earth Star Chakra meditation music, and that came up. It said Sandalphon and Earth. Actually, I'll put the link in the bottom. Put the link in the bottom. All right. So, I'd also, oh, look, the sun. More light. The enemy is panicking because we're about to turn these tables. We're about to balance these scales. Justice is about to be served. Sweetheart, yes it is. There's the 10 of Cups. Earth family. Magicians, earthlings. It's time to spread the love, the light, and the laughter. And that's not some corny slogan. 10 of Cups. The full circle. That's what they want us to know. It's time for us to become whole and complete. It's time for us to love ourselves. It's time for us to put love out so the scales will balance. And the Fool, the new beginning, 0 point, fresh start, clean slate. Last but not least, just let me look at my list, see if there. So this is all I wanted to bring into your awareness. There'll be more coming. I wanted to say, we talked about rest. Make sure you're resting. No judgment. Resting and taking care is a very important self-care ritual. So if you feel you need to rest, do it. Alcohol and water. Alcohol, our mindset, where our mind and focus is at, we just want to pay attention. You know what I mean? Wine and spirits. Al Ghul, you know, I'm just saying, this could be affecting us. So these are, we're going to use the Flowering Magi deck. What's the last message to wrap up and clarify this whole reading? Divine timing. Yes, it's time. It's time. And some of you have been running from yourself for a long time. It's time to stop. Turn around and face who you are. Yeah, bleep that. We ain't going. Haha, bleep that. We ain't gonna let the adversary win. Yep. Oh my gosh, I was gonna say this at the beginning. Thieves don't break into empty houses. Meaning the struggles that we go through and the challenges with the adversary and enemy is because you have something very important. You have something very sacred, and it's the divine spark. So there's a reason. I hope that resonates. You have something very valuable. You have a very important energy. And we have to connect with our spirit so we know how we're using this energy and what we're creating with this energy. Just remember what we said at the beginning with Ra, the sun god. It's time. It's time for us to ascend. And that's why the adversary is, whoa. You have the power to change the world. All the world is waiting on you. And the magic that you do. Stop a bullet cold. Make the axis fold. Change their minds and change the world. That's it. That's why the enemy's here in full force, attacking us daily. Our mind, our bodies, our spirit, our emotional energy. All right. Resonate, transmute, activate. Shields up. Really fast. I just wanted to, okay, so not only am I bugging on this, right? The balance of his hands, the balance of her scales, the discs behind their head, justice. This angel is here to serve up justice. This here, this is pretty good energy of something working out in our favor. But what I love is the king of wands. The king of swords. This is like the return of your memory. So you can integrate it. I know I said that, but this is also, I was talking about Libra and I completely forgot. The Empress is Venus energy. So Libras, I have to go back and look at your reading. You may be the ones you might be the tribe in the collective whose memory is going to come back. And again, this is divine feminine energy. This is creative energy. This is the time to birth new projects, birth new energy, give birth to new ideas, give birth to yourself. Was there something about birth here, or am I bugging? Okay, I think I'm bugging. Maybe. And this is that 10 of Cups. That's that, that's the wholeness. That's the missing piece. This is us working collectively with our emotions. But what I also just wanted to point out really fast is that Sandalphon, the angel of new life, and this creative energy of the Empress in this deck, they have similar color vibrations going on, which is not coincidental. So I just wanted to say, Libras, you might want to check out not only the moon reading, but your last starborn reading, because I think you had if I remember correctly, you guys had a really powerful reading. And this might have something to do with it. You guys might be the first ones to create the shift. So I just wanted to say that. So stay strong, ride these changes, step back and do not engage, because the enemy is going to use people around you to keep you from shining brightly, keeping you from spreading the love, from laughing, from loving yourself. And then we have the energy of 10 of Cups, love. So we have tremendous power right now as a collective. And again, I cannot reiterate enough. This is why the adversary is coming hard. Because some of you are getting ready to give birth to something, to create something. Some of you may be giving birth to some very rare and special children, the golden children, which showed up in a few of the readings as well, starborn readings as well. So some of you may be physically giving birth, you may be giving birth to new ideas, but the best way to protect yourself from this energy is this. Your optimism, your positivity, your light, love and laughter, receiving and giving gifts, and passionate projects. And that's exactly what the Empress energy is. It's time to birth creative, passionate products. What the heck is that? What is that? I don't know, there's something floating in the, I don't know what that light that is right there. I have no idea what that energy is. Maybe I'll figure it out later, but because there's nothing here, I don't know why there's something. Anywho, maybe it's my crystal. Anywho, this is the Empress. It's the perfect time, fertile time to birth new ideas, new life. But first, there's something that's going to be restored, and that creates balance within us when our memory. And some of you, I also got that some of you you've had glimpses and things. If you pictured places in your head that you've never been but seem familiar, and you suddenly just get a flash or a vision, or some of you are experiencing fragments of your memory coming back, and that's that integration time, integrating that into your reality. These, as they said, these extra unordinary. I don't know why extraordinary would be extraordinary. I don't know, understand. So I say extra unordinary. I don't know. But these events, there's going to be, you're going to remember in one of the cards it talked about, you're going to start having uncanny, events and occurrences. This is part of your memory coming back. So you're going through changes. Some of you, again, it's physical, but it's because you're going through spiritual changes. So just chill out, ride it, be easy, stay away from negative people, stay out of negative confrontations, be aware of where your thoughts are, what you're focusing on, because this is the supermoon energy with all of these solar storms. You are very powerful right now. I mean, for crying out loud, the Sun God card. It's the first card out the gate. All right. Good luck, good manifesting, good magic.